Hey guys, so we're just doing a little update here on some of the market structure changes and also showing how to use it on the time frames, right? So this is a 2-minute time frame on MNQ, and I just wanted to go over a couple trades here. So this is the EMA 200, which is enabled. It's a general guide, general zone used on, used by pretty much everyone. But we've got levels, you got the opening range, right? So IB low, IB high right here. It's the initial balance, kind of made popular with by Mind Over Markets by James Dalton. With the initial balance over TPOs. You can kind of see the profile for today. We'll go over here to the MNQ. Anyway, so I just wanted to kind of brief you on a couple trades and, reduce the complexity because trading can get real complex, right? So your first thought is, hey, this is, it's a very bullish market. I think everyone was kind of in the mindset of, well, it's time to be short. And so this first short, you take it right about here, and right about there, the change of character if you wanted to. You mainly may want to wait for the break of structure, but yeah, it comes in here. You're in the demand zone. I would have probably closed about right there. So, we'll reduce it. Let's say you came out, got out a little bit earlier. So it's on $53 or, $1,500 on a full-size contract. So that's one trade. And then we'll just show you the long, right? So, a long trade. What do you got here? So long, target the FIB high, breaks, when do you get out? Let's say you get out right about here when actually closes below the moving average, right about here. So, where's your stop, Bill? Well, your stop goes at the bottom of the change of character, so you're risking 240 lands. 1-to-1 risk reward, basically. Give or take. Anyway, so what? 258, 153, decent, right? And then let's say you take this little short here as it crosses the SSL, and you would kind of see, this is one of the things I like about the volume bars, right? You can turn them off, right? But kind of see like what is going on in terms of volume. And so this move, every single bar, well, the majority of the bars had high volume, right? Just, and this is nice too, right? You got a nice 618 retrace, 50% retracement actually. Measured move, right? Hits the target, keeps rallying. This bar probably scared a lot of people, but still, right? Keeps going up. The volume kind of wanes a little bit, right? You can kind of see it right here. It's all aggressive here, but, kind of slows down about here. And then that's when the aggressors come in with a large down move. Now, this move right here, unfortunately, that's going to trap a lot of retail for sure. Unlike the NASDAQ, right? Check it out right there. So it comes up to the 618 and that's a trade which played out, but look at the retests, right? You came here, pulled back to this little, demand zone, went back, chopped a bit, chopped everyone who was thinking this is going to break, came back up to the zone, boom, right? And then it goes back to target. And so, that's a nice trade, but would take a little bit of patience, right? Because your short's going to go, if you take that short at the 618, or let's say you're just taking it, with the SSL, I mean, you're stopped out right there and then you're back in, right? So here's the point though. It breaks structure. And here's the interesting part is that 2637 on the NASDAQ, kind of an important level in context of other tools. So right here, you get this. This is trap traders for sure because they took the bait. No apparent level here, right? Not visible. Visible in other ways, but not visible here, right? The only thing that you could have known was that there was a buyer here in the pre-market, right? And I think, we should be able to see that. Let's see, we can kind of enable some of these levels, but you can see this right here, the pre-market low, right? That's the IB mid, but that's the pre-market low, right? So you knew that there is a level here, but not totally apparent. Anyway, so break structure. And then here's the point on the structure, right? This is 2 minute, is that's the close. That's the New York session close. Look at this price action, right? This is the Asia session, I believe. A lot of people thought, well, it's kind of weak, choppy, but look at the structure. That's the point, is that you got to break a structure, goes up, people look at this and they go, oh, it's weak. And then it comes back down to the support zone, retests at this zone, and then eventually lifts off, right? And that's because the structure had not changed. This level here created, money was committed at this break of structure to get that, right? And so that low was not taken out. That low was not taken out. And then you got a new move right here, this zone. But look at the strong oil, right? The strong oil was never taken out, and it's moved up since, but the strong low was never taken out, right? So that's the point. The basic structure hadn't changed, and the rest is history at that point. So we've got some new tools here too, showing a whole order flow package that we've been working on, mainly to do with stacked imbalances. So you can kind of see them coming in here, and then a reversal. This is a complete stacked imbalance in the opposite direction. Here, I think these are older, but you can kind of see them here. So these are order flow stacked imbalances that we're now rendering on the chart. We've got a whole new menu. We've got a delta profile, which is now pretty cool. We've got volume. So this is, I believe this is visible range volume. So that will update with, it's tick processing in real time with volume profile. And we'll go more into that in a little bit, but this is just kind of showing you the structure of the day and how the market structure works. This updates in real time, right? With the delta, right? You can kind of see the delta just totally positive at this exact moment, and then still stays a little bit bullish, but eventually fades. But this is good for clusters on pockets of delta to know potential bounce spots, right? So, and then we've also got cumulative delta, but the new feature with cumulative delta is that we're actually using aggression with the delta. So that's kind of a new feature, which we've been really kind of excited about, was just we wanted to get whether it was an aggressive move versus was it a, just normal delta, right? But the aggression is more of a footprint concept. But so far it's been pretty cool, and we're excited to release the footprint. And that's going to be with a footprint chart, cumulative delta, delta bar. It's also going to include the TPO charts, and that's all going to be part of the same indicator. So you're going to be able to have a delta profile, TPO charts, with different ways of splitting the TPO. It's pretty awesome, actually. And it has single prints, buying tails. It'll tell you what kind of auction type based on, standard patterns with the TPO analysis. So it's pretty exciting. I'm going to go over some of the trades that took place because we've had a pretty amazing rally, and the TPO charts have been invaluable. I'll give you one example just here on 2360, right? So this is the RTH session, and right here is actually that this is the day. This is the April 16 RTH. And we'll just go, we can keep it real simple, or what we'll do is we'll go to, let's see, we'll go to the RTH, but we'll do letters split. No, letters. Okay. Yeah, so you can kind of see, I believe that move was J period. So this is J period of the RTH session. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay, you can kind of see this is the value area, right? And it comes to the value area low in a pretty rotational type day, right? A and B period are different story, but in terms of rotation, you got a rotation of the high, rotation of the low. The value area is here, right? So this actually was a pretty decent trade just based on value, right? And you can actually kind of see it right here, the value area bounce in J period. And then as soon as you get the value area high, it actually pulls back as well. So that's TPO analysis, right? Time price, our opportunity. So, more to talk about that. Don't want to get too involved, more just focus on the market structure and some of the new order flow concepts that we're adding for the new indicator we're about to release. But the point is that all of this runs, with one indicator. And at the same time, we've also got a footprint chart, which we've been hard at work on for quite a while, actually. And this gives you, kind of the full spectrum of anything you could possibly want in a footprint chart. Also, that's a little bit odd, but we've got absorption, we've got all kinds of things in here. Colors, filters, bar histogram, heat map, just anything you could possibly want that we've been thinking about putting in a footprint chart. We've got imbalances, just every possible type of way you want to look at a footprint chart. So, but this is all included, right? It's the TPO, it's the volume profile. And that's the whole point, is to make it very easy to use with menus and, combining a lot of things. And especially something like this where you have volume profile and market profile all in one quick little menu, right? Anyway, cool. So that about wraps it up. Thanks for checking us out. We added a new learning section on the site, which goes over, if you've never heard about TPOs, and also market structure basics and delta profiles and cumulative delta and all that. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you like the video. Thanks, guys.